for a few people to get in here, but wanted to go ahead and talk and do all the live things. Ain't nobody in here yet. While we're waiting, just kind of practicing for the bushcraft and survival class. Do all the fun things. Maybe talk a little politics. Maybe talk a little bit of bushcraft. Talk about all the things. So, we'll see. But we shall see. We'll go live at least for a little bit. Like I said, we might get somebody in. We might not. But anyway. What I might do would be cool is to go live here and go live on Dad's. What's up, guys? So, just hanging out today, doing a little bit of work. What's up, Mom? I can always count on you to be my #1 fan. So, I'm just practicing today for my intermediate class. I've got about 25 pounds on my back. I'm walking on a walking pad. Practicing about 5, 10, maybe 20 minutes. Just trying to get some walking in with this weight on my back. Because the intermediate class, it's going to be one of those things where I'm going to be carrying this all day, so I got to get used to it. So doing that, I've got the intermediate class in September. That's going to be September the weekend of the 13th, 14th, 15th. So I'll be turning 36. I'm old, Mom. That means you're 21 maybe. But anyway, going to be doing that and having a good time. Wanted to talk some politics too, which you're not allowed to talk politics on YouTube. But I think it's pretty wild how the thing's been going, how we have forgotten what had happened with the year a few weeks ago, and everybody's just forgotten about that. And everybody thinks that the old Trumpers got it in the bag, and I'm not sure. And the reason why I'm not sure is I don't know if we're in the majority. I don't know if we are, like when I say we, I don't know if like people with conservative morals and values are really in the majority. Like that's the majority of people. I don't know or believe that anymore. So we may be right or we may have the right ideas, but if we're not in the majority, it doesn't matter. And if the majority of people believe what Biden, what Obama, what Harris believe, there's not a whole lot we can do at a federal level. So what does that mean for us, at least here in Tennessee? We focus on local. That's all we can do. I'm a big Dave Ramsey fan, and he focuses on, getting out of debt, staying out of debt, living on a budget. And he has a famous saying, and I really like it. It is, what happens in your house matters much more than what happens in the White House. And I kind of agree with that. Do I think that if the Democrats win, will it be bad per se, or how will it be for the economy? I don't think it's going to be great. I think you'll see gas prices rise again. I think you will have your taxes rise some way. I don't know how they're going to rise, but I believe they will. I think your purchasing power will go down, and I think that it will be harder to find a job. That's my predictions if the Democrats win. If the Republicans win, I think that you'll have gas prices go down, but I also think that you're going to have more upheaval in certain cities. I think you're going to have social issues kind of just go nuts. Remember back 2016 to 2020 when you had riots and stuff like that. So, something will happen and the legions will be let loose, and things will happen. I truly believe that if the Republicans get in. It may happen when the Democrats get in too, but I'm about 99.999% sure that's what would happen if the Republicans got in. Do I think Trump can undo everything? No. There is millions and millions of undocumented people here. People that came across illegally, whatever you want to say. And whatever you feel about it, it's kind of like, okay, yes, they work hard, they do what they're supposed to do. I get that. But here, at least in Tennessee, they suck off of government-funded programs. So TCARP and things like that. Good luck, TCARP, on your intermediate Pathfinder class. Thank you. I really appreciate that, man. I appreciate the comment, and hopefully we'll get it done. What I was talking about there with politics, I see that's that ADD getting to me. I can't even remember what I was talking about. But if we get the Democrats in, I just don't know if we're going to be able to. I don't think it's going to be the end of the world, but it's not going to be great. Now, what is that? Or I was talking about undocumented workers, how they can't just get rid of them. You're not going to be able to get rid of them. And in the state of Tennessee, they are basically using up all those government benefits. Okay, so you basically you basically just have all this stuff, this big pile of money for Tennessee folks, for Tennessee kids, people that don't have the money to. Well, if that pile of money that is funded by taxpayers like myself is used up by undocumented folks that are not paying into the tax system, you don't have the money for regular folks like you and me that need it in times in hardships. So that's a big problem. So my thing is they're already here. You're not going to ship them back out. Find an easier way to get them. Just find an easier way to get them in or documented. Get them paying taxes. Get them socialized into this society and not second-class citizens. So find a way to do that. Find a way to do that quickly and easily. Just my humble opinion. Once you have that, once you have money going into the system, because that's really my biggest problem is if they're using up services, not paying taxes, that can't happen. That just can't happen. So we got to figure out a way to do that. The second thing we've got to figure out a way to do is we have to figure out a way to get people in houses at an affordable cost. Period. End of sentence. Now, I'm selling my dad's house. I understand that I'm selling my dad's house at, let's say, a higher cost. It's low for what's on the market, but it's still at a higher cost. So it's not a first-time home buyer is not going to be able to buy this house per se. And a person like myself who's established, has a house, has a 2-3% mortgage, let's say, is not going to give up that for a 7% mortgage. So we have an issue there. And the out-of-state money is not coming in like it used to, so we have a big issue. So the house that would have flown off the market 1-2 years ago is kind of sitting. And it's not a bad house at all. Everything works. But it's just kind of sitting. So we kind of have an issue there. We have to figure out a way to either get home prices down, which no one really wants. If you really want, if you're selling your house, do you want your house to sell cheap? You don't. Be honest with yourself. But we have to get, in my opinion, wages up to that point. Now, I've always been, a big conservative guy. Loved corporations, laissez-faire, all that stuff. I'm really not, I think I'm really finding that balance where you can't just trust a corporation to do exactly what the right thing for you. They're not. You are a line item on their budget. Period. What you have to understand is you have to be able to set your own be able to fight for yourself there. And you may have to job hop. That is what my generation's learned how to do. And that's going to make you more money. Now, is that going to make you happy? Not necessarily. It's going to make you more money. Now, and you got to balance that happiness versus more money versus all that stuff. So you got to figure that out. But honestly, wages have to rise, period. So in my county, the average house is about $350,000 to $400,000 in my county. If you did a mortgage right now, I think that's $2,000 to $2,500 a month. The average price, like the going rate, I think at like Denso, it's maybe 18, 19, maybe $20 an hour. That's still not enough, in my opinion, to buy a house, to live comfortably, and to be able to send your kids to college and whatnot, and to be able to invest and all that stuff. So wages have to come up at some point. And we have to get out of this system of the companies have to just earn more and earn more and earn more. The profits have to keep going up and up and up. I don't know the answer to that, but I know that at some point that cannot continue. Am I saying the dollar is going to collapse? Am I saying corporations are going to collapse? I don't know. But I know that this corporate system that we're in can't continue. And I'm not I'm not a liberal. I'm not a anarchist, all that. I'm not that. But it cannot continue the way it's going. Like, we know that. You're not dumb. I'm not dumb. We know that we can't be in this debt cycle that we're in when it comes to government. Like, the government just can't keep spending money and taking it out of your pocket and then shipping it over to Ukraine or wherever and just blowing it or lighting it on fire. The government can't do that either. So at some point, something has to happen. Now, we as Americans think, oh, we're the only ones in bad shape. Look at the United Kingdom right now. They're on the verge of civil war. And it's not just us. There's so many things that are going wrong, so much craziness in the world. You saw what happened in Paris with the Olympics, with the Olympic, what they were doing with the presentation. It's like, we're not the only ones in this. It's a global thing that we're having issues with. And folks, I don't have all the answers. I don't know any of the answers there. But what I do know is I'm going to try to prepare my house the best I possibly can. And that comes with being physically prepared the best of my ability. That's why I'm doing these classes. That's why I'm prepping the way I am. I don't think that just stuff is going to do it. I think that knowledge is going to be able to do it. And I don't think the knowledge is that hard to get. It's pretty common. If it was common back 10, 15 years ago, maybe 20 years ago. But just common stuff. And it's not going to be hard. If something bad happens, you will learn. You will figure it out. But I don't think you have to spend $20,000 worth of prepping stuff to do it. I think you just need to have a few things and whatnot. And maybe I'll start a series about the prepping musts. Like what you need to do for prepping. Like the needs, the basics. Maybe I should start that. I think I should. We'll get to that. But guys, thanks for hanging out with me on the live. Love you, Mom. I know you're there, and the 5 other people other than Mom. So, but guys, thank you guys so much. Love y'all. Y'all be good. I'm gonna try not to die and hit this button here. Ah.